Ah, yes. Here we are together once again on Cannabis News with Joe Klare. It's August 28th, 2018. Presented as always by the Marijuana Times. Check us out at marijuanatimes.org. A bunch of great articles, great writers there, including myself. Yes, I include myself as a great writer because I am a confident person. Yes, that's a lesson for you kids out there to get through life. Some confidence goes a long way. Like I said, check us out at marijuanatimes.org. Social media networks, click the video tab at marijuanatimes.org to find this show. You find it other places as well, like YouTube and Apple Podcasts. Just search the Marijuana Times on there. Today, we're talking about state officials who are pushing for banking protection when it comes to legal cannabis. We also have a number you can call if you're in Oklahoma, you're confused about medical marijuana and what's going on there. We're opening up a call center just for you. Also, Oregon crime labs have a problem. They have a backlog of something. We'll tell you what that something is coming up. But first, of course, I think you probably guessed, but we'll tell you anyway. Cannabis News brought to you by NatureSide, nature-side.com. Check out their organic, all-natural pesticides. If you're living in a state and cultivating cannabis in a state where it is legal, you want to be adhering to cannabis pesticide regulations. You want to grow safe and poison-free. You don't want to use harmful chemicals on your grow. You can take care of all of these problems with NatureSide, nature-side.com, a proud sponsor of Cannabis News. Side is spelled CIDE. Go and check them out. This first story from marijuanatimes.org by Julia Granowitz. State officials are pushing for federal banking protection for cannabis cash overflow. Led by Pennsylvania's Wolf administration, a group of top financial regulators in 13 states are demanding Congress act to protect banks who choose to work with cannabis businesses from any federal interference, giving them the peace of mind they need to work with the newly legal industry. Quote, we urge Congress to consider legislation that creates a safe harbor for financial institutions to serve a state-compliant business or entrust sovereign states with the full oversight and jurisdiction of marijuana-related activity. It was a letter from Secretary of Banking in Pennsylvania's Banking and Securities Robin L. Weissman. Also banking officials from Alaska, Connecticut, Hawaii, Louisiana, Michigan, Montana, Nevada, New York, Oklahoma, Oregon, and Washington State also signed on to the letter. It supports the passage of the States Act, which is a bill that would amend the Controlled Substances Act to create an exemption for state legal cannabis-related activity. The States Act, of course, is something we've talked about on the show before. To protect businesses and consumers from federal interference, but will also protect banks who choose to serve the cannabis industry. According to research by Steve Shane, a Philadelphia-based cannabis banking attorney, less than 0.03% of the country's nearly 12,000 financial institutions are willing to work with anyone whose money comes from the state legal cannabis industry. So it's definitely a problem. It's obviously a problem we've talked about a lot on this show, a lot in articles on marijuanatimes.org. The access to banks for cannabis businesses who are carrying around and trying to store and protect large amounts of cash. Well, of course, that's a recipe for disaster. So call your representatives, senators, get them on board. There's a lot of cannabis bills and legislation right now in various parts of the House and Senate on the federal level. We need to push those. Federal law has to be changed. There's only so far. State legalization can only go so far. There's always going to be problems as long as federal prohibition remains in place. So, like I said, call your representatives, your senators, tweet them, email them, send them carrier pigeons, whatever it is you feel the need to do. This is from OKCFox.com. This next story: Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Authority establishes a call center ahead of implementation. If you've been following Oklahoma and what's going on there, if you've been following this show and the many updates we've given you out of Oklahoma, you know that things are a bit confusing. There was no special legislative session called when everybody thought there was going to be one, and then after that, there were some rules put in place like bans on smokable marijuana and pharmacists in every dispensary and THC limits. Those were put in place, and then those were taken away after backlash. So there's a lot of stuff going on in Oklahoma, a lot of confusion. So if you're in Oklahoma, you're a medical marijuana patient or a prospective medical marijuana patient, the Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Authority has established a call center to answer questions ahead of the implementation of SQ 788, that's State Question 788. The center will be available from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Call 405-522-6662. I don't know how many religious people are going to balk at the 3 6s in a row in that phone number, but it is what it is. It's a phone number. If you have questions about Oklahoma's medical marijuana program, call that 405-522-6662. Staff will be able to answer questions from prospective patients, caregivers, and businesses. OMMA project manager Buffy Heater said. Is it real? Is it a real name? Buffy Heater? There's so many great names out there. What was the one the other day? Was I forget the story now, but I remember the name. Antoinette Infante. Just a fantastic name. Buffy Heater. I don't know. Insert your own joke there. I don't know. Quote, we have a number of questions about requirements since the emergency rules were updated earlier this month, and now we have staff in place to help interested parties understand the application process, Buffy Heater said. This is another benchmark for establishing a new program, and OMMA is pleased to begin providing this service to Oklahomans who are interested in obtaining a medical marijuana license. The online application system for licenses will go live at 10 a.m. on August 25th, so that was a few days ago. In June, of course, Oklahoma voters approved SQ 788, which legalized medical marijuana in the state. Like I said, we've covered a lot out of Oklahoma. If you have questions, well, there you go. Now you have a place to call. Who are you going to call? The Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Authority, of course. This last story from OregonLive.com is the title is in the running for best title of the week, best article title of the month, of the year. I don't know. There's no award ceremony. There's no actual award. But if there were, this title would definitely be in the running. Oregon Crime Lab's drowning in urine samples. Yeah, there you go. Give that a second to wash over you. Well, whatever editor said, yes, that's a great title. Kudos to you. You are doing your job. So far, there's over 2,200 urine samples that have not been tested by the Oregon State Police Crime Lab, part of a backlog that can delay toxicology results in Oregon by more than a year. Yes. Over 2,200 urine samples. They can't get to them. They don't have enough staff to cover all the urine samples. Marijuana has long been the leading substance after alcohol involved in Oregon cases of driving while intoxicated. The number of people tested for marijuana impaired driving has surged since legalization of recreational cannabis in 2015, boiling down the system for analyzing drivers' urine. Misdemeanors in Oregon have a statute of limitation of 2 years, and we are using half of it to wait for a urine result, said Brian Brock, a Clackamas County Deputy District Attorney. It's been a year waiting for urine. Prosecutors say the backlog poses a significant threat to public safety, keeping drug-impaired drivers on the road while delaying opportunities for court-ordered treatment. Defense attorneys say their clients, stuck in limbo for months on end while samples await testing, are being denied their constitutional right to a speedy trial. Shannon Gray, a Portland defense attorney, called the delay in processing very frustrating. I'm not sure. This doesn't seem like a problem that's hard to solve. I mean, I guess there's budgetary problems. I don't know. But the key is hiring more people to test the urine. I don't know. But I mean, we see stories all the time about how many tens of thousands of rape kits are backlogged in various states. So what hope does this urine have if you can't test a rape kit, which has to take a much higher priority than urine from somebody who might have been smoking pot and driving? Then, like I said, what hope is there? Just you need to hire more people to staff these things and to do these things. It's not a hard. I'm sure the hang up is not, hey, what can we do about this? It's, hey, where do we get the money to do something about this? Because the answer seems obvious. More people to test these things. Test the rape kits, get them tested, get that cleared out of the way, and then start on the urine. Just, I don't know. But again, as I always say, I'm not in the position of these people. They have very important jobs or in positions of authority. It's very stressful, I guess. They can't do their job. One of the jobs of the Oregon Crime Lab is to test urine, and they can't do that. I wonder how many rape kits. I should have looked it up. How many rape kits the Oregon Crime Lab has not gotten to yet? Because they need to be getting to those too. I don't know. Again, just a humble video guy, whatever this is that I'm doing, whatever job description this is. Just a humble writer / video news guy who talks into a camera about stuff. It's my official title. Thanks everybody for checking out Cannabis News. Please continue to do so. Search the Marijuana Times on YouTube, Vimeo, and Apple Podcasts. If you want the audio-only version of the show, check out Apple Podcasts. Or just click that video tab at marijuanatimes.org. Thank you to NatureSide, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. They are an awesome sponsor. Thank you all for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for watching and listening today, and we'll see you next time on Cannabis News.